Generic greetings, back on railroads once again, and naturally I have a beverage here with me to keep me company. Today's beverage is... quite tasty actually, that's nice. That is banana and vanilla milkshake. Lovely, lovely. It's ice cold as well. I'll put it in the freezer for about 10 minutes just to chill it off a bit more. So, anyway, in this episode, what I want to do is go into the future, or rather, relative to the other videos that I've done. So, each map, so for example, Great Britain, has start years and end years. And I've mentioned these, but never really touched on them. And a couple of people have said, because in my last video I said that I never really get to the end and show you the more modern trains, people said, well, actually, why don't you start later on? So I thought, why not? And that's what we're going to be doing. Each map has a start year, generally between 2 and 4, I believe. So, yeah, Britain has 3, so you can start in 1829, 1851, and 1923. So each start year will not change the objectives here, because what will happen is essentially if you start after the next one, it just cuts the first one off. So, yeah, look. So if you start in 1829, there's 3 objectives to win, whereas this one is there's just 2 and then 1 there. So it's harder to win that way, but at least you see the new trains. That's what we're going to do. Actually, can you go back in time? No, you can't. Okay, so this isn't Benjamin Button's railroads. You can't actually regress in the timeline, so we can't start in the future and end up in the past. Oh, of course, you could reverse the video, but that would just be stupid. Right, standard default options, and we're going to click go, and I'll show you some of the new trains. So here we go. We will pause it for a moment, and I don't know whether the game simulates towns getting bigger or anything like that. I haven't really checked, so Chelmsford might be a bit bigger here, whereas, than like, say, 100 years ago or whatever, but I just don't know. So I'll have a quick look around. Obviously, George Stephenson, Jim Hill, and George Hudson. No Brunel here, which is good. It looks like on the left-hand side we've got George Stephenson, and we'll have a quick look around, and in Wrexham we have Mr. Jim Hill, and then hopefully nowhere near us we'll have the other guy, and they're in Norwich, so that's George Hudson. So actually we are quite a ways from anyone else, which is good for us. We're in Hastings, and you can see that turns iron into bombs, and to actually get iron we will need to go, and actually London does the same thing. So we need iron. Where can we actually get iron? That's the question. I don't know. Anyway, we're not going to care. We're not going to bother for the moment. We'll just unpause it, and then we will lay a bit of track all the way to London, and then we'll probably go across the. Do you want to go across the river, or do you want to go around? Generally, best to cross the river and then go around. You see, like so. And then we will put ourselves a station in there, and job done. It's probably going to be a bit difficult, but we'll see how it goes. That's still paused, isn't it? Come on. Unpause, there we go. And I've got it sped up as well. That's normal speed. And we want to have a train going from here. Standard 3-2 on the old mail and everything else, and then we'll call it there. So we've got a bit of mail and a bit of passenger going from London to Hastings. So Hastings doesn't really do much for me. It turns iron into bombs. If we look for iron, then we've got Portsmouth, which turns ore into iron. So actually there's a good couple of iron bits there, so we need to get to Portsmouth as soon as possible. So let's do a bit of double track, and then we're going to do a bit of mountaineering. So we're going to go straight under this mountain, and that's going to cost so much money that I'm going to have to sell at least 2 or 3 units of stock here, and I'm just going to keep selling, and I'm going to actually speed up to max. I don't know what the max speed is. That's the max speed. Actually, let's pause it for a second and have a look at the train. Look at that there. We'll just go to train. That's the wrong one. Go to train. And you can see all the trains that we have never really seen. So we'll go from... We've had the Iron Tube. This is the very first one here. You've got the 202 Planet. Then you've got the 222. And then you've got the 422. All the way up to the Stirling. I think we have the Stirling. Then we've got the 422 Johnson Midland Sprint. Is that the Sprint Spinner? Yeah, and then you've got essentially Thomas the Tank Engine, which is the Claude Hamilton, and then you've got the Webb Compound. Then you've got this thing here, which is the ES1, which is by General Electric in 1906, the first electric train in the game, I think. And then you've got the A1, which is obviously awesome, on the Great Northern Route from 1922. So it's, look at the speed on that thing. It's fast. And then obviously we've got some other trains as well. But cool, there you go, trains and that. Right, unpause it. This is sped up to max because why not? And then what we're going to do is we're going to run some track all the way down into Portsmouth, and then I want to put that in there. Then I want to double track Portsmouth, and then double track it again on the other side like so. And then we want to run a line from here up to there. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, and we're out of money, so I'm going to sell a bit of stock, and we'll go up to there. Then we should be able to shove ourselves 1 and then 2 bits of like sort of coal hauling things, and then from there we want to say max out with the ore, wait until full, go back to Portsmouth, and then we'll clear it off. And then we want to do the same thing, we want to have ore, go on there, max it out, it says 8, we can have 8 cars, go there, go to Portsmouth, clear it off, and then job done. I'm going to go to Portsmouth and start bidding on the steel mill. No, I'm not, I'm going to have to sell a bit more stock first, and actually I've got no money to really do this, so that's problematic. I want to start bidding on that, but if I bid too early, then I'm not going to make any money. That's problematic. Anyway, you can see all of the ore coming in there, and I will start the bidding as soon as I can. It's 150, but it's gonna get a lot more money now that I'm hauling ore there. So I'm starting to bid on this one. There you go. So it's me, and looks like Jim Hill's coming in for it. I can totally understand this because this is going to make a boatload of money. There you go, and it looks like I might end up getting this, which should be very, very good if we do that. And yes, I've got that. Excellent. So what I'll do, I will go from there, I will take all of the ore. In fact, no, what I'm going to do, yeah, I'll take all of the ore, and I'll say wait until full, and then I'll head to Hastings Terminal, and then I'll clear and then come back. And then what I want to do is actually what I want to do is upgrade this to a station, then to a terminal, although I can't because I haven't got enough money. I'll be there in just a second, any second now. Oh God, that is a nice beverage. And blink, 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 blink. There you go. And Portsmouth immediately has just become bigger. And new speed record as well. Excellent. So I also want to get some people going from Portsmouth to Hastings, although that'll sort of brick the track up a bit. I know that we're going to get a lot of stuff going to Hastings, which means the War Factory will start making a bit of money, so I want to buy that out before anyone else really knows about it, and then I will double track all the way to London, although it's a little bit difficult because of the way it works. You can't really double track because of this bridge, so you have to essentially do that, although... Is it still not working? We'll try it once more. There, up to there. It's... Yeah, we can double track it. Excellent. So all we'll do is we'll say there, bombs, max out, wait until full, and then go to London, then come back clear. So that's our entire route. So we're going to actually that does require bombs. 25% delivery bonus for perishables. I don't really want to bid on that because I haven't actually got any perishables, so it doesn't really matter to me. Salisbury would be good to go there because we've got some people in Portsmouth that need to be sent places, and I was gonna put a cheeky bid on, but I missed it. It doesn't really matter. Right, so we've got essentially a nice network of ore going to Portsmouth, and then the ore getting turned into steel, which I own the steel mill, that getting transferred to Hastings, which then is a munitions factory, which I also own, the War Factory. Then we make bombs, and then we take them bombs over to London and then generate more money. So essentially we've got a really, really, really nice sort of set of like trains and lines and all things like that going, which is really good. What I want to do is just track up to Hitchin, like so, and then we will shove ourselves a station in there, and then it might look a bit dodgy, but I'm not actually going to do anything with Hitchin just yet. I want to ignore that and then head down here. Now, the reason I want to do that is because I want to go into Salisbury, like so, right? And then, but I want to actually go up and over Salisbury eventually, but I'll spur it off. So what I'll have is that into there, and then we'll come over to London, and then we'll actually connect this track up like so, okay? And that means we can take from Salisbury, we take 3 passengers, 2 mail, and then back to London, and then back and forward, so that's pretty easy. And then from here, what we want to do is go up and over, like so, and then we need to land where this fishery is. Now, it's going to be a fairly big viaduct, as you can see. It overlaps a bridge, sadly. It's going to be quite an expensive piece of kit, this one. Can we not reduce it down a bit? To about there would be fine. Hang on, we just need to sort of level it up. And it's because they've got a bridge as well, you see. It's causing me a great amount of issue. So what's probably better is if I sort of spare it off from here, bring it down to about there, and then go up and over like so onto this hill, and then that means I can go straight across. I'm trying to keep it as like level as possible. There we go into there, now that fishery, and then same thing over this corner. Again, we'll have to actually go around. We might as well go through Pool because, well, you might as well. There's no point in doing... Oh! We had a new train there. Hang on, I will sort this out in but a moment. I'm just going to go to trains, and we'll say from there, loads of fish. We will obviously wait until full and take it over to Hitchin, and then clear the cars, and then come back. Same sort of thing from the other side. Max it out. You can see there's a lot of fish on that waiting for it. Wait until full. Over there, clear the train, then come back. We're just going to go to our trains, and then we're going to go to Hastings Special Upgrade, and we see our new train, the 462A4. Look at that on the LNER line. That's a lovely train, isn't it? I mean, look at that. It's a beautiful piece of engineering. I mean, totally outclassed in terms of what it is now, obviously. But it's still really nice. I mean, when you look at things like the bullet train and things like that, they just look like a bloody duck. But, you know, it's all aerodynamically sound, so I guess you can't really argue with that. So we've got a lot of food here. A lot of cattle, but it isn't going anywhere. And it looks like pool, which we did put a track in. Or we can get a track in. What's this? Dashing Baron brags fastest train in the world. Has someone just got an objective done? Oh, yeah, me. Have maintenance costs in all trains. The McCoy lubricator patent. Obviously, I'm going to bid on this because it's pretty much the best thing you can get in the game as far as I'm aware because, well, it halves the maintenance cost. Surely that's worth it. Looks like weapon makers report steep earnings drop, which is not good because I do have some money in that, but I've been diversifying and I have perishables. So there you go. There's all of the munitions. The munitions actually changed, but I didn't realize we had what are essentially intercontinental ballistic missiles in 1937. But, you know, I'm not that up on my history, so obviously we didn't. Right, so what I need to do is I need to get all of the cattle here over to there. And I don't care, actually, because it's it's going to be a nightmare to do it, so I don't really care. It's just too far. What I'll do instead is diversify, and we'll take a double track up to here, and then we'll take a bit of a left, and then we'll go all the way up to here, Cheltenham, and we'll say typical passenger route. There you go, job done. Obviously, I haven't gone round and upgraded. Oh, crap, I knew there was something I forgot to do. Go over to Hitchin and buy the cannery. There we go, I forgot to buy the cannery. I also haven't upgraded London Station. There we go, we should upgrade all of these things. Station, then terminal. Portsmouth. I've already done that one. Pool, we don't need to. That's mine. Excellent. Right. So in Cheltenham, what is it? What does it produce? Not a great deal. See, we've got a lot. We've got the Cheltenham Wool Company there, which is not actually doing anything. Oh, there's Birmingham as well. Birmingham. So what we're going to do? We're going to go to Birmingham. And the way to do that is pretty much to double track. Make a big, real steep thing there. And then into Birmingham. And then we'll get station and terminal. I'll buy more of my stock because I've got actually loads of money. I didn't realise I was going to have... I would never got this much money. I'm going to start buying other people's... Oh, sack them. Buy them. Buy their stock. Buy the stock. Right. So, a double track from Birmingham up to there. And then what we want to do is go across... It's going to be a big bridge, this. Oh, good grief. Massive bridge. Look at that. Huge. It's going to cost just shy of $250,000. Then we'll go through this. Alright. Now, this is going to be quite important because we're actually going to have... The wool company produce hide and they produce nitrates or fertilizer. I don't know, it is nitrates. And then that's important because we can go down to Cardiff, which if we go from here... Actually, cancel, because I haven't put a stop in Cardiff. There we go. We take a train from this and take loads of all the hides. Wait until full. Go to Cardiff. Clear it. Okay. And then the same thing is nitrates. Wait until full. Go to there. And then job done. So obviously we want to buy out the textile mill, because we know that's going to receive a lot of stuff in. And the chemical plant as well. And while I'm here... I'll just start buying out other people's stock because I can. Because I'm making bare gold, essentially. All them dollars in that. This guy's hardly done anything up here. Oh no, he's done okay. Liverpool. How dare you, Jim Hill? He's actually bidding on the thing I want. How dare you make the game more interesting? Right. So Cardiff. We've got that there anyway. So we haven't gone to Bristol. Increased speed and tight turns. I think we'll have a bit of bidding on that. Why not? Hop. Alright. Yeah, bit. It's like Simish or whatever it's called. Station, terminal, station. Oh, that's already there. Right, excellent. So, we're now making clothes in Cardiff. So, what I'm going to do is from Cardiff, I'm going to take a... I've already double tracked it, so I don't need to do this, but what we'll have to do is go round and then straight over to Bristol. And then what we'll have is... we'll have a bit of passenger. 3, 4, and then 3 clothing. And then we'll travel that there. We'll have that there and back, okay? We're not bringing clothing back, but we might as well just have the car. Although, no, we might as well stop it. Station the terminal. Click on that. We'll edit the route. And then we'll actually not bring back 3 clothing cars because it's empty. Right, that's excellent. So from the middle, we're going to take down from... actually, is there any reason to go down here? Not really. There's coal all the way over here. And that means that we could probably, from Portsmouth, probably import more coal. I think that's probably a good idea. Import in Portsmouth. Ports. I'm lonely. Right, we'll go for a nice sort of stretch across because it looks really nice. It doesn't look really nice. It looks like annoying. We'll take it through Taunton and then into this. We'll actually reduce that because I don't want a big bridge. Job done. And then we'll have that in there. And then we'll take all the coal, or all the ore rather, and over to Portsmouth. Clear it, come back. Job done. Right, we've also got the fishery, which bringing it over here would be a bit of a nightmare, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start buying other people out because I've got, oh my good grief, I've got all the money essentially. My stock is what, 16 a bit? Next is 1, next is 2, next is 4. Yeah, I think I've won this already. This might be the shortest episode of this game I've ever done because I'm making so much money. And it's strange because if I just have a quick look at the industry leaders, apart from, well, textiles and arms, I'm 100%. Fish, I'm 100%. So, and steel, I'm 100%. What I was going to say is that I've actually got a bit of everything, but actually what's pretty much happened is I've got most of everything, and if I don't have most of it, I've got a fairly big stake in it. I haven't got any livestock or food, or actually I do have loads of food. I'm just not transporting it anywhere, which is bad. If I go over to Hitchin, you can see there's 10 food there, so I might as well double track from Hitchin, like so, all the way to London, and then just take a train from London, max it out, wait until full, go there, come back, clear the car, job done. There you go, and it's going to come from there to there. You notice I haven't actually connected these tracks. That's another thing that someone said. Look at that. Actually, you get new carriages and stuff as well. You get new carriages as the time goes by. So we've got much better looking trains and better carriages. On some of them, I mean, these carriages, you know, if a goods carriage is just, you know, the same. Oh, there is the Class 41 Coco 1. Or is that the 1CO1? English Electric. Look at that. Ooh, very nice. It's actually not very nice. It's quintessentially, like, what is it, 50s? Yeah, 50s, like, sort of train, like, proper Leyland. It's not Leyland, it's English Electric, but you get the idea. It's in British Racing Green as well, which is silly. It's actually really good at everything. Look at that. Look at the number of cars. Look at the fall off. It's really good. So we're gonna have to go around and upgrade all of our cars. At least we're seeing all of the new trains as well. Go around each one. Ooh, we're going to type to them. Right, so that's all I'm done. Right. In terms of money, I am going to buy out all of the stock I can because I've got all of it. I now own all of my stock, which is good, I guess. So where haven't I gone? I've pretty much traversed the entire map. We're in Birmingham, but we've got... Oh, you can see Birmingham's producing medical supplies now, which, yeah, I do own that. So what needs medical supplies? It would be... Salisbury does not require it. Is there somewhere that does require it that's close? Bristol, surely. No. Peterborough, no. Nottingham, no. Although, that doesn't mean we can't just double track from here. And then just go up. And around, like so, and then down and then into Peterborough, just to have these things. And obviously we'll have track, and then we'll have from there back and forwards. Job done. Just to get a little bit more money in there. Keep buying people's stock out because it makes it easier to actually win the game later on. So where do these need to go? We'll click on the actual industry and we see that it is required up here. In Manchester because there is a hospital. So I'm going to buy out in Manchester the hospital because I know I'm going to go over there. This is going to be a bit of a nightmare to get to actually because of the way the bridge is. I'm going to have to really sort of go around it like so. Like that. It's a bit dodgy that, isn't it? But, you know, Manchester. Back and forward, like so. And then, this is good. Is this going to work out? Oh. Game's ended. Upon your retirement, you embark on a new career as president of the Railroad Trust. The reason that's happened is we got to the end of the timeline, which we've never done in one of these episodes because I normally start right at the beginning. So, I was essentially fourth. So you can see like where you start off with Hobo, Travelling Circus Freak, blah blah, goes up, and I'm now President of the Railroad Trust. The next one is President of the Stock Exchange, General of the Armies, and then Prime Minister. So I'm probably positioned where I would probably want to be. I wouldn't want to be in these. It's far too much responsibility, and you know, just this is just crazy. You know, why would anyone want to be Prime Minister? You might think you want to make decisions, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's about right, I think. Although you're above politician, and then bank president. So it was the steamship owner, mayor. I really like being a steamship owner, but can we do worse and have our own steamship? Or a steamboat captain, railroad conductor, inventor. Oh, that's probably the coolest one here. I immediately think of Doc Brown. Anyway, we've won the game. Not bad. Prestige scores 12. Objective scores 4. Not bad. So we're going to keep playing just for a second, just so I can go my objectives. I didn't win this one, but this is what happens on the victory conditions if you don't just buy other people out. That was like the default ending that I've mentioned several times, but again, never hit it because we've never managed to get this far. But there you go. Can I double track all the way from here and around? I bet you I can, but it's going to cost me a lot of money. No, grade is too steep, so I bet you I can't. Shame that. Anyway, what I want to do is actually going to change this cart. We're going to completely change it, and then we're going to delete. Actually, no. It looks like he wants to buy a stock car. I'm going to put a cheeky bid on it just to, you know, annoy him a bit. Want to delete that route, want to delete that route, want to start there in Birmingham, want to max out the pills, go over there, and then clear, and then come back with some passengers. Right, there you go. By the way, I can probably put more people on that, more trains, but at the end of the day, more doesn't mean better because of the speed of these trains. Like, this is how it change. Oh, 25% passenger delivery bonus. We'll have that. Yeah, because of the speed of the trains in the early game, by the time you take, for example, a person like a passenger of car, like from Nottingham, passengers of from Nottingham to Peterborough in cars and such, it'll have probably generated loads more because of people waiting because of the speed. But because these trains are so fast, like 90 mile an hour max, they go back and forward quickly. So unless they're generating loads, all you're doing by maxing out your train, maxing out your train with loads of cars, all you're doing is A, slowing it down, but not meaningful enough that it will be affected by this. By the way, I'm just going to buy out Jim Hill because I can. Yeah, but it won't slow it down enough to generate more people and have it full, and it'll cost more money and upkeep, which is obviously something you don't want to do. I'm just also going to buy out George Hudson, and we'll merge that as well. And yeah, I've now won the game. There you go, job done. And that is probably the quickest episode of this game that I've ever done. That is a bit more railroads, and we managed to do. Not only I managed to do the victory conditions and win the game, but also I bought everybody out and I showed you the new trains. So I think this is a successful episode. There you go, lots of new stuff on the back there. Oh, and by the way, the music changes as well. When you zoom in to like towns, you get different music of the period, which is really, really cool as well. A very nice touch. Anyway, as always, comments in the comments if you want to see any more on trains and any particular requests, by all means shove them there. And that is a really good line. Look at that. Comes all the way up and around the mountain. Them cows obviously do not care because they are floating. They're some sort of magic cows or possessed cows. And then it's like massive bridge up a mountain through a tunnel, and then that's then to a fishery. Wow, they must feel really privileged. You spent £67 million trying to get here. We only do a couple of, you know, bits of pollica. Yeah, that's fine. Now we'll take your goods. Anyway, as always, comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.